This is the Wikipedia page for Davey Jones Locker. Welcome to WikiListen, the podcast where we read Wikipedia pages and provide commentary. I'm Victor Varnado, KSN.
And I'm Rachel Teichman, LMSW.
This is a good time, actually. I'm actually pretty excited about reading this Wikipedia page because this is something where I've known about peripherally, but I've never actually dug in and found out like what the history behind it was. So this is just something that I've heard before. Davey Jones Locker. Have you heard about Davey Jones Locker?
I sure have, and I'm actually very, very excited to read this article exclusively because of all the SpongeBob references to it.
I don't have the same giddiness because of SpongeBob. All right.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Davey Jones's Locker is a metaphor for the bottom of the sea, the state of death among drowned sailors, and shipwrecks. It is used as a euphemism for drowning or shipwrecks in which the sailors and ship's remains are consigned to the depths of the ocean to be sent to Davey Jones's Locker.
Oh my God. So when the Flying Dutchman threatened to send SpongeBob and friends to Davey Jones's Locker, he was threatening to kill them. But yes. they're already at the bottom of the ocean because they walk on the sea floor. And my mind is a little bit blown right now.
He wasn't threatening to send them to the bottom of the ocean. He was threatening to kill them.
Oh, I understand. But it's a very funny joke now that I understand more of it.
It's great to see you grow up right before my eyes.
Well, cause like I didn't know that he was threatening to kill them. Anyway, the origins of the name of Davy Jones, the sailor's devil, are unclear, with a 19th century dictionary tracing Davy Jones to a ghost of Jonah. Other explanations of this nautical superstition have been put forth, including an incompetent sailor or a pub owner who kidnapped sailors.
History. The earliest known reference of the negative connotation of Davy Jones occurs in the 4 Years' Voyages of Captain George Roberts by author Daniel Defoe, published in 1726 in London.
Some of Lowe's company said they would look out some things and give me along with me when I was going away, but Ruffle told them they should not, for he would toss them all into Davy Jones's locker if they did.
That was good. An early description of Davy Jones occurs in Tobias Smollett's The Adventures of Peregrine Pickle, published in 1751. Why don't you just go ahead and
You don't want to do a voice?
Well, I definitely cannot do something comparable to what you just did.
This same day, Davy Jones, according to sailors, is the fiend that presides over all the evil spirits of the deep, and is often seen in various shapes, perching among the rigging on the eve of hurricanes, shipwrecks, and other disasters to which seafaring life is exposed, warning the devoted wretch of death and woe.
In the story, Jones is described as having saucer eyes, 3 rows of teeth, horns, a tail, and blue smoke coming from his nostrils.
Proposed origins of the tale. The origin of the tale of Davy Jones is unclear, and many conjectural or folkloric explanations have been told.
The Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue by Francis Groves, written in 1785 and published in 1811, includes the definitions David Jones, the devil, the spirit of the sea, called Necken or Draugr in the North countries such as Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, and David Jones's Locker, the sea.
The 1898 Dictionary of Phrase and Fable connects Davy to the West Indian Duffy and Jones to biblical Jonah. He's gone to Jones's locker.
he is dead. Jones is a corruption of Jonah, the prophet, who was thrown into the sea. Locker in Seaman's phrase means any receptacle for private stores. And Duffy is a ghost or spirit among the West Indian Negroes. This is as written, everyone. So, the whole phrase is, he has gone to the place of safekeeping where Duffy Jonah was sent to. E. Cobhan Brewer.
One of these days, we're going to be reading an article and it's going to be my turn to read, and some sort of slur like that is going to come up.
I don't know if West Indian Negro, is that, I'm sure it is a slur. I don't know how, but I bet if I researched it, I would be very disappointed and my heart would cry.
Yep. David Jones, a real pirate, although not a very well-known one, living on the Indian Ocean in the 1630s.
Duffer Jones, a notoriously myopic sailor who often found himself overboard. That's really funny. He's just like, he won't compromise, so they keep throwing him overboard. That's hilarious.
Oh my god, that's another SpongeBob reference. Where they keep getting thrown overboard, but then, like, they keep... Wow. Okay. A British pub owner who supposedly threw drunken sailors into his ale locker and then gave them to be drafted on any ship.
Linguists consider it most plausible that Davy was inspired by Saint David of Wales, whose name was often invoked by Welsh sailors, and Jones by the biblical Jonah.
Reputation. Not all traditions dealing with Davy Jones are fearful. In traditions associated with sailors crossing the equatorial line, there was a, quote, raucous and rowdy initiation presided over by those who had crossed the line before, known as shellbacks or sons of Neptune. The eldest shellback was called King Neptune, and Davy Jones would be reenacted as his first assistant.
Use in media. This article may contain indiscriminate, excessive, or irrelevant examples. Please improve this article by adding more descriptive text and removing less pertinent examples. See Wikipedia's guide to writing better articles for further suggestions. September 2019. 20th century. The 1959 Broadway musical Davey Jones Locker with Bill Baird's marionettes had a 2-week run at the Morosco Theater.
In the 1960s television series The Monkees episode, Hitting the High Seas, the character Davy Jones, played by musician Davey Jones, receives special treatment while kidnapped in a ship, as he claims to be related to the original Davy Jones, his grandfather. Meanwhile, his fellow band members are held hostage, leading to various humorous situations. The fact that Jones, the musician, shared a name with the legendary seafarer has itself led to a number of puns, swapping the two in the decades that followed.
I noticed that the word puns is a page that I've already visited in Wikipedia. In the cartoon, The Haunted Ship, from the Aesop's Fable series produced by the Van Buren Animation Studios, Davy Jones is depicted as a living skeleton wearing a pirate's bicorn hat.
Davy Jones is a character appearing in Popeye comics authored by Tom Sims and Bella Zabali. He is depicted as a sea spirit who inhabits the bottom of the ocean, as well as his locker, which is located in a sunken ship. Although he has opposed Popeye in the past, both masters of the sea have grown mostly friendly towards each other. The being appears as an old pirate with a white beard, eye patch, peg leg, and hook.
I did not know that people considered Popeye a master of the sea. That is what I learned from that paragraph. Davy Jones was mentioned in the Beastie Boys song Rhymin' and Stealin' in the nautical verse, I've been drinking my rum, a deaf son of a gun. I fought the law, and I cold won. Blackbeard's weak. Moby Dick's on the chicks. 'cause I pull out the jammy and squeeze off 6. My pistol is loaded. I shot Betty Crocker, deliver Colonel Sanders down to Davy Jones's locker.
Those are some insane lyrics. 21st century. The concept of Davy Jones was combined with the legend of the Flying Dutchman in the Pirates of the Caribbean film series, in which Davy Jones's locker is portrayed as a purgatory place of punishment for those who cross Davy Jones. Jones is portrayed as a captain assigned to ferry those who drowned at sea to the afterlife before he corrupted his purpose out of anger at his betrayal by his lover, the sea goddess Calypso. Davy Jones is portrayed in the movie as an enigma of the sea, featuring octopus tentacles for a beard and crab claw for a hand. Kinky.
The origins of Davy Jones and Calypso are revealed in the standalone novella Davy Jones and the Heart of Darkness. The Scottish origins are consistent with the legend, but this novella includes Davy's training aboard Inferno with Charon, the ferryman of Hades. The tale is written by Dave Montalbano and illustrated by Rachel Galvin.
The term has also been used repeatedly in the animated TV series SpongeBob SquarePants to represent an actual locker in the bottom of the sea where Davy Jones, voiced by Davy Jones of the Monkees fame, keeps his gym socks. I had no idea that was voiced by Davy Jones.
I did not either. Also,
unbelievable.
No need to blow out your microphone. Jeez. In the Banjo-Tooie level, Jolly Roger's Lagoon, the infamous Davy Jones locker is found in the locker's cavern underwater. Here resides an anglerfish and the level's boss, Lord Wu Fak Fak.
French singer Nolwenn Leroy recorded a song titled Davy Jones for her 2012 album Au Fils de l'Eau. The English version contains the lines, Davy Jones, oh Davy Jones, where'd they gonna rest your bones? Down in the deep blue sea, down in the deep blue sea.
American surf rock punk band Rusty Ship with 2 P's released a song in late 2012 titled Davy Jones Ain't Got Nothing on Me, which makes several references to Davy Jones's locker and also is believed to make reference to the Flying Dutchman myth. This is especially prevalent in the lines, all of the sudden a ghost ship appears with a crew of souls whose singing I hear. Well, there you go. That was Davy Jones's locker. I did learn a lot from reading this. I know a lot more about it. Of course, because it's not specific about the origins of Davy Jones's locker, that disappoints me a little bit. I will probably have to do further reading if I care to, but probably not. This is probably as far as my research on Davy Jones's locker is going to go.
I had a lot of full circle moments in reading this article.
Yeah, I thought your head was going to blow up every time you found that SpongeBob SquarePants, somebody read a book on pirating and then stuck a bunch of references in SpongeBob.
Well, the original creator of SpongeBob was originally like a very established marine biologist or something.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so it's not surprising that he might know something about Davy Jones's locker.
True, if he's been on the water long enough, people may have threatened him with it. This has been the Wikipedia page for Davy Jones's locker.
Thanks for listening to WikiListen. You can find us at wikilisten.com and on all social media at WikiListen, except for Twitter, which is at wiki_listen.
If you'd like us to read any Wikipedia page, please let us know.